Okay, let me say something that's probably going to surprise you. I made my first million in 2010 and I almost sold the business at that moment when I should have been celebrating because I was so exhausted. So, if you think the solution to getting more freedom is just to make more money, then stay tuned because that's what we are talking about today. Because what actually creates freedom isn't more income, it's actually structure. So, hey, I'm Salen, and I am your fun business coach, and I help women scale their business so they can actually have more freedom and it doesn't feel so heavy. So, let's get this going on Facebook. Facebook always challenges me, so I'm going to share this to my group here. And there we go. Okay, so let's dive in. So, today we're going to talk about why that song, More Money, More Problems, is so on point. So, the women that I work with have consistent revenue coming in. And so, growing their revenue is not necessarily the problem. The problem is that the money that they make is not equaling more freedom, right? So, the big myth is that more revenue fixes all of your problems. And it honestly doesn't. When I hit that first million in 2010, I was working 80 hours a week. And I had been working those 80 hours a week for 3 years in order to make that happen. And when I hit that million, it wasn't like magically something shifted. No, actually, things were so bad that I was ready to put the business up for sale and execute my 10-year exit strategy 7 years early because I was so tired. I couldn't figure out how to continue growing the business without working more hours, right? I was just working and working and working. And the more money I made, or the more money the business made, the actually less flexibility and freedom I had. So 1 million did not give me my time back. It did not get rid of my 80-hour weeks, right? It did not keep my open door policy that I had with my team any more flexible. It was actually more like a revolving door that just kept going and going and going. And this is all because more revenue does not create more freedom and flexibility. More revenue just creates more chaos if you don't have the systems and structure in place, right? So, actually, what happens is more money just amplifies what's broken in your business. So if you've been feeling like, okay, I just signed another client, got another, referral, and the leads are coming in and the clients are coming in, but you're not feeling like you have more breathing room, it's not because, you know, you have all this money. It's because behind the scenes, your infrastructure is not optimized, right? So I want you to really think about that. Your business isn't necessarily broken, it's just not optimized. And the thing about it is right now, that is your pivot point to either say, I'm going to keep going and like drive in with this incredible ambition and drive that I have, or I'm going to, slow down for a bit and fix what the problem is so I can actually get time and money, right? Okay. So, number one problem is the myth revenue fixes everything. We just talked about that. That is so not true. So, as you're coming on, I want you to let me know in the comments, Do you feel like the more money you make, the heavier your business feels? Like the more weight, the more overwhelm, the more responsibilities, the more emails in your inbox, that more pressure. If you're feeling like that, give me a me in the comments. Okay. Okay, so let's move into number two. So here's the whole thing. The real problem is that you've taken amazing action, which should be commended, right? Like amazing action. You literally have the drive to become part of the 2% who hit a million and above. But the problem is your business is not set up behind the scenes in order for you to hit that point and actually feel like it's something you want to celebrate. So when I hit my first million, instead of like popping the champagne, going to dinner, buying myself something nice, instead it was 9 a.m. and I was sitting in my car and I was sobbing my eyes out because nothing had changed. It was the same old want every single day. I thought hitting a million was the ultimate goal and magically something was going to shift, and it didn't. It just made my problems bigger, right? So here's the thing. The women that I work with, they're not lazy. They're doing the work. Like we all have amazing, hard working work ethics, right? We are driven. They are working. They are, doing what's required to grow the business. They're posting, they're launching, they're selling, they're meeting with clients, they're having phone calls. They're even some of them running around and doing the actual work themselves for their clients because maybe they don't have the team members to do that for them. But the problem is it's like your calendar is almost feels like you took a puzzle on Sunday and you just threw it up in the air and you just see how things land, right? Like it's just stuff is all over the place. One minute you're talking to a client and you're, helping them with their problems. The next minute you're trying to sell yourself to a potential new client. The next minute you're fixing a tech problem that you can't even believe. The next minute, you're responding to a team member who's asked you the same question 5 times already this week. Like it just doesn't end, right? So, this is what you're facing. And it's all because you don't have that business in a box framework like I had when I purchased a franchise. Now, the problem that I had, and you might be too, is that I purchased a 40-hour owner operator franchise business model. And back when I was working a 40-hour job, that sounded okay. But the problem is, as my business grew and as I made more money, I was like, I don't want to work a 40-hour. Actually, I was working 80, so I was probably working 2 full-time jobs at that point. And so I didn't want to do that anymore. So I had the business in a box framework from the franchise, but it wasn't meeting my needs, right? So if you're feeling right now like just everything comes at you are required to make every decision. You feel like you have to control everything. You identify as a perfectionist, right? All of those different kinds of things. It's because your business is lacking the framework to scale without things feeling so heavy and hard, right? I promise you that business can scale without you feeling like the weight of everything is on your shoulders. But you have to have that framework, right? So your action has created momentum for you, which is amazing. But what you're missing is the structure to actually scale it to that next level, that million and beyond, without that heavy feeling, without the weight of the world on your shoulders, without your email inbox dinging all day, every day, without you being attached to your phone all day, answering DMs and messages and all of those different kinds of things, right? This is possible. So if you feel like you have the drive, you have the momentum, but something behind the scenes probably is off from what we were talking about, give me a I think that's me in the comments, right? Because this is the secret sauce to scaling without feeling like it is such a heavy process. So here's the thing, right? There is a framework that you have to use in order to hit a million and it not feel like you have a full-time job that you've just built yourself. If you feel like you're at your business right now is just like a job, like I get that whole meme of I'd rather work 24/7 for myself than 9 to 5 for someone else. Like that sounds cute, but it's actually not, right? That actually is not what we want to do. We don't want to work 24/7 for ourselves. We want to work in our zone of genius and on the tasks that we're amazing at. And we want to grow a business that is going to bring us the time, the money, the freedom, the flexibility, and create impact that we desire. And it's all possible, right? So here's the thing. Inside of the Legacy Business School, I have my signature framework called the Legacy Business System. So, in order for my business to go from those 80-hour weeks to me just working 16, to me hitting a million and sobbing, to me hitting 3.3 million and not even being in the same state as my business at the same time when that happened, right? I had to implement these four core pillars into my business. And these four core pillars are what make up the Legacy Business System. These are not like optional things. Like sometimes we think about, okay, paid advertising. That could be an option, right? It's not a requirement. Sometimes we think about, whether to have a big team or a small team. That is optional. You can choose what works best for you. These four core pillars are what are required in order to get to a million and beyond without feeling like you're drowning every single day. You're working in that reactionary. Like if you're feeling like anxiety or panic attacks or your stomach is always in knots, it's because you have so much stress on your shoulders and a business is with more money is not going to help that, right? So, if you are a woman who is currently making consistent money in your business, it doesn't matter the amount, but it's consistent. We've proven your offer kind of deal. You know that you're capable of building a successful business, not only on the outside, but also on the inside, right? But you don't want to go to that next level with the weight of the world on your shoulders, then you need those four core pillars that the legacy business things. So here's what I invite you to check out. If you are done duct taping your business together, right? Like, let's be honest. If I looked at your business right now behind the scenes, would it feel like everything is duct taped together? Like, do you feel like it's like, oh, you got to do this in order to get this, and this person has to do this, but this can't be sent until I look at it. And oh, I don't really have enough of this, so I'm kind of pulling from over here. And I don't have, this, so I always do this, right? And so I manually do this. Like, if you feel like your business is truly being duct taped together, and you're ready to build a business that gives Amazon same day delivery a run for its money, like you just literally have systems in your business that trigger automatically without you having to pull all those manual levers, then this is what you want to do. You want to get that legacy business system, those four core pillars in your business over just 90 days, because what's going to happen is you're going to get super clear. You're going to know exactly where your money's coming from and where to spend more time, how to invest smartly in your business, right? So you make those confident decisions. You become known in your industry as a thought leader on a specific topic, right? And what then happens is we integrate systems into your business for everything. Now, I know systems are not sexy, right? But systems, when done right, truly can be addicting, because when you integrate a system into your business and you see that it no longer takes you X amount of time and it's taking you way less, or it's taking a team member way less, or it's automatically being done by technology, you're like, oh, what else can I systematize, right? And then we're going to build you a support team that handles things without you even knowing that there's a problem, right? Like, I remember back in the day when my team would literally handle things and I would hear about it weeks later and I'd be like, oh, like, wow, you handled that. And they're like, of course we did. Like, they knew the brand direction, they knew the business values and mission and what was important to us. And they were able to make decisions without asking me what my thoughts were or what should they do. That is so refreshing, right? Think about having team members that take action and fix problems without having to ask your permission, your thoughts, or what to do. Like, so refreshing. And the thing about it is they actually take actions that are the right actions. Like, you're like, darn, that's exactly what I would have done, or that's even better than what I would have come up with, right? Like, those are the kind of team members that you want. And then we pull everything together. So the structure, the systems, and the support team, by streamlining everything with technology tools and automations, right? In 2026, you need to have technology in your business, but not a million pieces. We want to use exactly what works, and we want to make sure that your business is set up to scale without you and your team having to do everything manually. And so this is truly your draw a line in the sand moment, is what I like to say. It's that opportunity where you say to yourself, like, I'm done working harder. And what I really want is a business that works for me and not me having to work to make my business function day to day, right? I want to get out of the daily operations. I want to stop doing the admin tasks that I know someone else can do. I want to stop doing all the social media that I feel like is either working or not working, but driving me crazy. I want my team to have the initiative to do what they say, what they're going to do. Like, all of these different kinds of things, all of that is possible. I promise you. What I help women do is take the success that they've built and just rebuild the foundation a lot stronger. So then you can scale sustainably to 1 million and beyond. Dream as big as you want, because your business will be able to handle it. So if you're open to learning more, comment legacy, and I'll send you a link to the Legacy Business School. It's the 90-day program where you get the 4 core pillars, support from myself, because we don't do cookie cutter business. And also you get my team of custom GPTs who are going to function like having your own team in your business to help you out. So if this opened your eyes this week, give me a OMG in the comments. And if you're like, I'm in, comment legacy, I'll send you the link and you can learn more about the 90-day program and how your business can get the same results or better as some of my clients where they're getting, 25 to 50% of their time back in 90 days, increasing their revenue by 50%, getting 100% clarity in their business, feeling 100% more organized, feeling like they have control over their systems and they actually have a true business and not just a job that they've attached revenue to. So, thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments, and I look forward to supporting you inside of the Legacy Business School. Good night.